Well, welcome everybody to the Contents Track Increasing Efficiencies While Inventorying session. I'm Kelly Red, the product owner for Contents Track.
And I am Brandon Walter, Customer Success Manager. Nice to meet you.
Thanks, Brandon. All right, so if you don't know about Contents Track, I'm going to explain the purposes of Contents Track and why Xactware came up with the product and this solution. Contents Track is for restoration professionals, for you guys, when you need to perform packouts or total loss inventory. So it's for inventorying items at a home, and whether those items are salvageable and they can be repaired and restored, or total loss items, like they're totally lost. You have to completely replace them. And so the Contents Track fulfills both of those needs. And what we're going to do is we're going to explain different ways of how you can increase your efficiencies while using Contents Track and for your operation and enhance your operation. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Brandon and I should explain, it's not just me, it's going to be Brandon as well. We're going to explain 5 different ways you can increase your efficiency. And to start off, we all know that with technology mixed with speed, we can have happy customers. And so the focus that we have on these 5 things is speed and technology. You combine those two and we can solve your problems as customers. So going to go over the first thing. The first thing is probably our biggest enhancement for this last year, which is called object recognition. If you're not familiar with object recognition, I'm going to explain to you what it does. It's been around for about a year, and let's just get into it. So object recognition was developed by one of our teams, our machine learning team, using VI. VI stands for Verisk Artificial Intelligence. And so through the Verisk Artificial Intelligence machine learning system, we were able to create the ability for our customers to point and shoot, basically point your phone at an item and it recognizes what that item is, and you just hit a button and then move on, and you can inventory really quick rather than manual entry and typing in different things. So I'm going to show you what that is, what it's like, and I'll walk you through this process. So in Contents Track Mobile, I'm in a pack out. I choose a room and I choose object recognition. As you can see here, I have plant right in front of me and it recognizes plant. Now when I hit plant, I have multiple options to choose from that are associated with the price list in Xactimate. I choose the item that I want to use and associate with that item. I hit save and I can go to the next item. As you can see here, I have chair in front of me, and I can go in and it takes an image of the item, a photo of the item, and then I can swipe down and I can choose more options and take more photos of the item. And as you can see, I can zoom in on this scratch on the arm of this chair. And then once I'm done, I can hit save. But also I want to point out that you can add more information to that item. Typically in a pack out, you'll add, you can add brand, model, make, the quantity, you can add condition codes, you can add barcodes, and so on and so forth. So that was a quick demonstration of what object recognition does. Now going further, I want to point out that this is available for Android and iOS. So we build Contents Track for both platforms, so all of our users can use Contents Track. Now, what if object recognition doesn't recognize the item? So this is another quick way. So all you have to do is at the bottom of the screen, you hit not your item, and then it goes straight into the item entry screen, and you can just type it in and we predict what you're typing in, and you can just choose the option from the drop down. I went through this twice because it's really quick. Underneath the blue button, it says not your item. You type in what you want to do, what you're looking at, and then what it does is it sends feedback to our system so that our machine is constantly learning, and then we can update the system, and then eventually it will be accurately recognized. These items will be.
I'd like to jump in there just for a second, Kelly. This is a great one to bring up because this is something that our customers do struggle with quite a bit. So choosing not your item is something that can definitely save a lot of time when you're first learning how to use object recognition. Just wanted to throw that in there real quick.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Brandon, for the feedback on that and the clarification. So the next thing is streamlined total loss recognition. So what this does is if you arrive at a total loss site, you can still gather the inventory, all the replacement items, and tie those items that are recognized to a priceless item in exact contents. And what this does, this really benefits. So there's been a shift in the industry since COVID where the adjusters are having the contracting companies go out on site and gather these inventories. And so you guys are the first responders. And so what we did in Content Track is we built this technology for that purpose where you can get out on site, you can be the first hands on site and gather that total loss inventory and then send it over to the adjuster and eliminate that time that's required by the adjuster, and they love it. So they want the contractors to do this more and more. And it is a trend that we're seeing in the industry where it's moving towards that. So I was just showing you a quick demonstration here in the video of the total loss inventory and how you can do that. All right, so let's go to number 2, quick inventory.
All right, so quick inventory. So recently in the last couple of years, we've been trying to discover a way to make it a little bit easier for techs in the field to add inventory items and create the estimate completely from the field. So one way that we've discovered was a great way to do it is by creating quick inventory, which is the same thing as it is as macros in Xactware. And the way you do it is the examples that we have here. We have a bunch of different macros that we created. The first one that I always like to choose is creating a clean large box. So once you click on cleaning large box, we created that title, then you're able to start adding codes inside of this title, this macros. And if you see, I've got 2 examples here. I've got the first one there that says clean large box. It's abbreviated, but what this code is just basically clean brick or brack box is what it is. And the second one is providing the box. So you got basically you're taking care of the material plus cleaning it. And so you're able to put all of the codes under the one title. And then at that point, you're able to actually add those from the mobile device. The last thing that I do in here is I do abbreviate the description. Instead of saying clean brick or brack, I just get rid of that description and put what I put here. That way it's a little bit easier. And it also allows the tech in the field to put what's inside the box to the right-hand side of this short description. So you can put hat, comma, pants, whatever you want to do, whatever's going to go inside that box. And it gives it a little bit easier way for you to find the inventory when you're looking at it from the online version.
All right, so let's look at how you add that quick inventory inside the mobile device. Go ahead, Brandon.
All right, so first you click on the menu at the top right corner, then you click on the title of what you're looking for. This example, clean large box, auto populates this. And then at that point, you just go in and fill out the information about it. You take pictures of the box, and then you can click inside of the description. You can write to the right-hand side of that description what's inside of it. You could add condition codes, comments, more images. You can even put comments under the images themselves too.
Yeah.
And that's quick inventory.
Yeah, that's really good. All right, let's go to number 3, item filter.
Item filter. So item filter, this is a great way to be able to filter down the cleanable items that show up on the mobile device. So basically what happens is if you go into item filter, you're able to go in there, and let's say you don't want to have to see all the codes of the suggestions they give to you on the mobile device. Because if you type in something on the mobile device like desk or something similar to that, it's a very generic name, you're going to get a lot of items that show up under that category. What this allows you to do is you can come in and you can turn off codes that don't apply to your workflow. And the example that way I have here is talking about drop-off goods. There's basically, you can probably turn off half of that category because you might not be using it unless you're in the soft goods industry. And you can simply just click on them. And if you check mark them, it uncheck marks them, which I'm going to show you in the next screen, then we're going to go ahead and show you what that looks like. So in here, this is what it shows you. You go under item filter, you do drop off, and it shows up that category. On the right side is letting you see what it looks like before you turn those codes off. And then on the next slide, we're going to go ahead and turn off some of those codes and then display what it looks like when those codes are turned off. And you'll start seeing how there's less choices to choose from. and maybe a little bit more defined towards the workflow that you're doing. So that's item filter. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the time over to Kelly for the next slide.
All right, this is one of the biggest things with Contents Track that we are really excited, and customers, they say, wow, this is the wow factor for them when we describe Contents Track and how it can benefit their workflow. So it's the Xactimate and Exact Contents export, or it can be we can call it the integration between Contents Track and Xactimate and Exact Contents. So within Contents Track, if you go inside a job and you go to the inventory, you'll see that there's a Send to Xactimate button. So this is at the point where you can either price out the items. So if you're a contractor and you need to build an estimate from the items that are restorable, you can hit Send to Xactimate and then choose Clean on this next screen. So if you're sending it to yourself and you're just doing the clean item estimate, you choose Clean, you send it to your ExactNet address. See at the bottom of the screen there, I just type in my ExactNet address and then I hit send. It'll send it to my Xactimate, and it sends through a full wizard, which we're going to watch a video on how to do that in just a minute. But then it imports everything, all the items that are clean, that fall under the status of clean. Then you can estimate those items in Xactimate. Now, for the total loss workflow, all you need to do is hit replace, and the adjuster, the contents adjuster, would give you their ExactNet address. You would type in that ExactNet address and then send it over to the adjuster, and they go through the same workflow where the items, and you can also include all the images in that integration, and it will send all that information over to the adjuster, and they can price it out rather quickly. This is a huge time saver. So we've heard from multiple people that they love this integration, and it saves them hours because there's not any duplication. It's, all right, I'm going to inventory all the items in Contents Track. I send them over to Xactimate or Exact Contents. It automatically sends me through the wizard and it prices it out for me. One big thing that we worked on this last year at Xactware is that it is now available. This integration is now available with Xactimate X1 Desktop. So you don't have to have just online in order to do this. All right, so I'm going to show you a video of how you can import this inventory into your Xactimate. So I'll hit connect, and then at the bottom of the screen under the Exact Analysis Communications, you find the inventory data transfer job, and then you can actually create a new job or merge with an existing job. Then it takes you through this whole reprice wizard, and then once you go through that wizard and you choose your different options, then you go to estimate items, and as you can see here, all those items are there in the Xactimate estimate. Pretty cool stuff, very fast and efficient. So now let's say the adjuster, if you need to send an inventory, a total loss sheet over to the adjuster, and either they don't know their ExactNet address or they don't want you to send it straight to their Exact Contents, this is another option that we implemented this year, just last month, where you can export your total loss inventory over to this Exact Contents template, where the adjuster will get that template. You'll just email it to the adjuster. They grab that template and they throw it into the import wizard inside their Exact Contents program, and it brings everything in, just like what we went through before. But the only thing is the images don't come over with this Excel sheet, so the adjuster won't get the images, but there is an images report inside Contents Track where you can email them that report. So really cool stuff with the integration between Contents Track and Xactimate and Exact Contents, and a major time saver there. All right, let's go to number 5 with tracking. Brandon, take it away.
All right, so tracking is going to be a real huge time saver for you, because you're going to be able to save hours, because you're able to go ahead and track an item that's been put into Contents Track through the whole process and the chain of custody within the warehouse, for example. You'd be able to scan the item, and you're able to scan it and then move it around if you want to. It does require a little bit of implementation, but the time is definitely worth it if you can go ahead and do this. So on this next part, we're going to go ahead and show an example of what it looks like. If you, for example, you click on tracking on the mobile device, it's going to bring it up, and then you can choose the location that you want this item to go to. And then down below, you simply scan the barcodes of the items you would like to move. Now, this is a huge time saver, and the customers are very efficient when they use it this way. The other benefit to moving something and moving it around and keeping it under their current tracking where it's actually at in the location is, let's go ahead and use an example. And we're not going to say that we all have that lucky shirt that we need from a box. But let's say we had a customer come to this person and say, I need to get this lucky shirt out of this box. You're able to scan the barcode of the box and you'd be able to find that shirt by images or by the notes, as long as you're using the tracking feature correctly. And that's what tracking is all about. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the time back over to Kelly. Go ahead and let you know what's coming up.
Well, let's talk about what's new in 2021. So we've made some enhancements already. The first thing that I want to talk about is the Xact Contents Excel inventory export. I won't talk about it a whole lot because I just did. And like I said, we implemented that a month ago. It's been a big help for a lot of our customers to be able to export an inventory to an Excel sheet that they can email to an adjuster or a coworker or whoever. The second thing, I really want to dive into this a little bit. This is really exciting. And so what we have found with our users, our field technicians that use Contents Track, you gotta realize that when you're gathering a pack out and you're taking all these images of all these different items, I mean, we're talking hundreds of items, and so you're taking a few images per item. That adds up to over 1,000 images that could be in a pack out job or in a task. And so think about when you're done taking all those images and you've got to upload all those images, and those images are really good quality images. And so it's going to take some time, even on a Wi-Fi connection. And so what we're building, or what we have built, at least for right now in iOS, is the ability for you to enable an auto sync option that runs in the background of your phone. So if you have a cell service or if you have Wi-Fi, you can actually enable this option, and it automatically, as you're taking images and gathering this inventory, it's uploading it to online. It's all running in the background, so that when you're done with the job and you hit upload job, your task to online, it's instantaneous. It's very fast. In the past, it would take minutes to 10 minutes to 30 minutes sometimes, depending on the size of the job. And so with this auto sync, it helps you retain your images so they don't get lost, and you don't have to sit on your device on the upload screen for a long time. And so it actually brings a lot more security and data retention, and then also just quick. It's fast. All right, the next thing that I want to talk about is towards the end of the year, you're going to notice that the user interface inside Contents Track Online is going to change. The look is going to change. It's going to look better. That's not the point of us coming up with a new design. So what we're doing on the back end is we're changing the code. And with that code, we're changing the design as well, which will make it look better. But since we're changing the code, it's going to allow us to innovate faster. We need to upgrade our technology, our code technology, to allow us to move faster, to innovate faster, and to fulfill your needs quicker. And so look forward to that towards the end of the year. And then also, last but not least, definitely not least, is we talked about object recognition previously. Now we're going to talk about multi-object recognition. This is where you can actually take your camera on your phone, go through your home, or go through the lost site, the homeowner's home, and you can actually take photos, and it will recognize those images or those items in the photo and automatically create a list of items for you. Pretty cool technology. We're really excited to implement that later this year, so look forward to that. And the purpose of that for Contents Track is initial scope. So if you really need to hurry and get an initial scope over to the adjuster, this is the way to do it. And so with Contents Track, we are doing our best to innovate fast, to solve our customers' problems. And so that when you're doing a contents claim, Contents Track is at the top of your mind, and you're happy to use it, and it's fast and efficient. And if you want to learn more, we're happy to talk more about that and get you set up so you can try it out for yourself. We appreciate your time. Thank you for spending time with us today and learning more about Contents Track and how you can make your workflow more efficient. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.